And then how early into your career do you come up with the watermark? Because the watermark, to my knowledge, you were the first person I saw doing that, and I remember it just kind of being this moment on social where it would be like a NBA player would post one of your photos with your watermark, and I was like, "Who's this?" You know, like I'd never seen that before. I was just like, "Who's this Cassy Athena? Like what? Like who's this?" And then it really kind of took off from there, where it almost became like it was like like NBA players, it was like a badge of honor on social media to post one of your photos on their IG. And then you've now seen, of course, other photographers have kind of, made their own watermarks or kind of their own branding on social and whatnot. But again, to my knowledge, you're the first person to do that. So like, how did you come up with that? Because I think that was really, I mean, obviously you do great work, but I think that little detail really took it to another level for you.
Yeah, I started doing that in college actually, when it was just Facebook, and I would take pictures and I'd send them to the guys, and I would put it in the bottom corner. And unfortunately, a lot of people didn't like watermarks; they just crop it off. And to me, I was just like, man, like I spent all my own hard money, like hard-earned money on buying the camera, driving there, taking photos, editing photos for free. Like the least I should get is credit. And so then I started trying to like experiment with like maybe put the watermark in the middle of the photo. And then people were like, oh, it's too much. And then, okay, maybe I'll put it next to your face. And so over the years, like my watermark would evolve. I would experiment a lot. When it first started, it was like a straight line. It said photography. It had like plumeria flowers. And then every year I would kind of make it a little more simplistic and like not as obnoxious. I never wanted a watermark that was like obnoxious because at the time watermarks would be like all over photos. I wanted it to be very subtle because when I was studying art in college, when an artist paints something, it's not worth anything until they sign it. So to me, I felt like this was almost my signature on my photo. But when an artist signs a photo, they're not like making it obnoxious to take away from the art. And there was some artists, I don't remember who, but like they would almost kind of like hide their signature somewhere within the artwork. And so to me, I felt like, how can I place my watermark in a way where it kind of flows with the photo so you can still know I shot it, but it's not taking away from the image. And so I had so much pushback, mainly from other photographers. They would all tell me this is ugly. Nobody's going to want to post your photos because of your watermark. And to me, I just felt like it was my art, but also I needed to protect myself because the internet, stuff is very easily like, moved around and used without permission. So I felt like if I had my watermark, and I'm pretty stubborn. So I feel like I'm just going to do it. I don't care if every photographer thinks it's ugly. The players weren't complaining, like once I started getting to the Drew League and shooting NBA guys, and then aside from the Drew League, I started shooting guys outside of that. Brandon Jennings took me under his wing. I was shooting him playing flag football games or his block party or, like photo shoots. Paul George did a lot of stuff with me as well. So all those guys were not complaining. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to keep going. And then it started to become like, it started to become the same way you said, like, oh, who shot this? Oh, who's Cassie? Oh, I want a photo by her. And it started turning into this thing especially the basketball world where people now want my watermark. Like I get paid now to keep my watermark on photos. So it's kind of full circle how it's all like turned into my brand. But I feel like at the beginning, I wasn't really thinking of long term. I was just like, this is a cool idea and I'm just going to run with it.